Hello. Okay. Um, it's working for the other one. Okay. All right. Looks like things are working now.
Let us know if you can't hear us, and we will get back on here and troubleshoot. But
Yeah, it should be working.
okay, nice.
Got this going now. All right. Yeah. Hi, everybody. Sorry for the slight delay. Not really sure what was going on with the mic there. Yeah, like Nick said, if for some reason you can't hear us, go ahead and let us know. Yeah, we're just gonna start talking, and hopefully hopefully you can hear it.
Yeah, again, apologize for still not being in a professional studio, but we'll get there eventually. We've been moving kind of slow with some of the stuff we do, and sorry about the construction outside. If our audio gets a little muddy with it,
It's been
we'll
kind
try
of
and
noisy
repeat, or
today.
just tell us to repeat.
There's been something going on out there, and then like the birds have been going crazy. But yeah,
Nature.
yeah, we missed last week. There's also sickness going around Austin. Actually,
Another sickness.
that was
Yeah,
completely
I caught
random.
it.
Completely nothing to do with our other absences and not doing a live stream.
Yeah, one thing after the other, But we're here for you when we can be, and we're always in the group. So remember, if you're not already a member of SEO Roundtable on Facebook, go ahead and join. That's our group, and we answer questions in there most every day.
All right, yeah, looks like we've definitely got some questions rolling in here on YouTube and in the group. So let's go and get started on these, and then we'll run out of those. We'll go to the backlog. All right, going on John. Let's start with John over in the group. He says, I do travel directory web and drop very. Not sure if I understand this. I do
Dropped in rankings.
I do travel directory web and drop very deep. Can you suggest me how to increase rank?
So
I guess he has a travel directory
yeah, I guess so.
and drop very deep.
Yeah, probably got decrease in rankings.
Oh, you mean
So
you lost your rankings? Okay. Yeah. Sorry if we got that wrong. So yeah, correct us if we understood your question wrong. But yeah, it sounds like you have a travel directory and you lost your rankings, and you want to know how to increase them.
Yeah, it's a bit of a vague question, for us to answer without having too many details. But if it dropped recently, then it'd be worthwhile to see if the most recent Algo update might have caused it. Which was, when did that roll out? Do you know?
I think it started at the beginning of June.
Okay.
Before we get to that, I just linked something in the chat real quick. It's an article we had written a while back. I think I wrote it. I can't even remember.
I can't remember. It'll say it on there.
But anyway, we have an article that one of us wrote about if you lose your Google rankings, some things you basically can check if you've lost your rankings like real drastically, real suddenly. But yeah, if you lost rankings anytime recently, a good thing to be aware about that Nick was talking about with the Algo update. I was just been having to link this to quite a good amount of people. I'll go ahead and link this in the chat as well, which is this isn't really specific information about this one Algo update. It's more so just a history of like different things that have been rolling out. I guess I'll go ahead and pull it up on the screen. Yeah, so there's some search engine journal article.
So that'd be the one, right?
Well, this is not the kind of like the big update people were talking about. This is something else, unnamed spam update. So I think these two right here. But I actually thought that the page experience update was the core Algo update. But anyway, each one of these has links where you can go like read more about each specific update. And you can also like do something like pull up your site on Ahrefs, right? And look at your keywords and traffics graph and see if the downtrend like really coincides with one of these like big dates, right? And that'll give you a hint as far as some more focused stuff that you can hone in on and try to see if maybe you've got some kind of problem, or maybe this was the actual cause of your problem. But yeah, it's kind of hard to pinpoint a problem, right? Especially if we're not looking at the site ourselves. If you want to, John, you could go ahead and send me or Nick a personal message with your website, and we could take a look at things. Definitely, probably don't want to post it publicly, but yeah, we could look at stuff if you wanted to, a little more in depth. But yeah, I would take a look at the article I sent you. It's got a bunch of ideas that can cause ranking drops. And then, yeah, the algo update seems to be affecting quite a number of people, even though Google had said that
shouldn't create too much volatility
Yeah.
or something, I think.
yeah, it was like they were saying no one should really experience like big ranking drops. If you do, they were saying the rollout actually is going to take until the end of August, and it should be corrected by the end of August. I don't really trust anything Google says though, so it's hard to believe like one way or the other,
I
right?
will say on one site that I work on, a really big site, initially I saw a decrease in rankings start to occur. I mean, like minor though, no hardline fall. And then recently it shot up through the roof, I mean, within the last few days. So, yeah, if it is something having to do with this algorithm update, which we haven't done too much research on, apologize for that quite yet. So we don't have enough idea to tell you where to begin looking, maybe like we did on the previous one. But as we start exploring sites and let this algorithm, continue to roll out, we'll get a better picture of what's going on and go ahead and relay it back over here. But again, during these long algo update periods, expect some volatility and, kind of just, you got to go with it.
Here's a poll I did about 2 weeks ago in our group, SEO Roundtable on Facebook. And yeah, you can see about half the people had either big losses or slight losses. That accounts for roughly like half the votes right there. Some people had slight gains, not that many with big gains, but yeah, number 2 right here was big losses caused by the algo update, or they think it was caused by the algo update. So yeah, like we said, there's not really enough. We kind of move slowly rather than trying to like put out these like big like what we think it is, or the truth is no one really knows what the hell's going on.
Yeah.
Like this soon after an algo update, it's too complex. There's too much you have to look at. There's too much to consider.
And things change throughout this period of time too. So, what do? We keep our campaigns going as if they were normal, right? So
Yeah.
continue on with our backlinking, our content optimization, etc. But we continue business as usual, right?
Yeah, I guess that's good advice. You might have like a specific cause of your problem that you definitely want to look into, but like Nick was saying, if we lose rankings, there's things that we're always doing, which is we'll probably shift towards building more quality links to the homepage with natural anchors, and we'll continue, updating content or putting out new content on the site. These are things, it doesn't matter what the problem is, we're going to do that anyway if there's some kind of issue, because it just helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're not saying that that's going to be the fix to your problem. It might be a little bit deeper than that, depending on what exactly is going on with the algo update. But yeah, it also might just end up correcting itself by the end of August. So hang tight. A little bit of turbulence right now. So
we also have an article and I think a couple of videos on how we audit sites using Ahrefs, or how to use Ahrefs in general. And I would advise just doing a Google search, Sir Links a lot, how to use Ahrefs, and it should pull up some different things for you, or YouTube. If you're not familiar with how to use Ahrefs, I would say that's probably one of the better tools, one of the tools we use every day in order to look through some of the things that we typically find do kind of harm rankings whenever there's normal reasons for it.
I'll go ahead and post that in the chat too. This one actually, this one started as a video. This was like one of the first videos I think we did, and we've got an article like based around the video that's like screenshots from the video and stuff that walks you through it all. But if you go back to the very end, yeah, you can see the YouTube video down here. We actually walk through it all. I just want to start making more of these videos. I feel like this one actually got really good traction on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, Ahrefs is a pretty hefty tool, you know. It's hard to navigate initially, and you know, I learned just watching a lot of different people, kind of how to build my own recipe of how I use it. So yeah, just get in there and explore, really.
Yeah, so sorry if we can't give you it says traffic and rank too. Yeah, John, if you want to message us your site, we can check it out for you. If not, if you want to keep it private, oh, looks like he did message it to us. Let's go ahead. Actually, let me see what the other questions are real quick. I just want to see if any of these other questions are quicker before we go into kind of a site audit.
And just side audit.
All right, yeah, we'll go ahead and do the site audit. Okay. So first, I'm looking at how many URLs are on your site. You have about a little over 600 URLs that are indexed. Yeah, it's not like a huge site, but it's definitely not a small site. And let's see what's going on here.
Nice looking site.
Also not in English, so it's gonna be a little harder for us to analyze stuff. But you did say it was a directory. Yeah.
Okay. It looks more kind of like plateaued since the beginning of the year.
I'll go ahead and get this picture up for you guys. All right. So yeah, you can see his DR is pretty low, 4.6, which doesn't really mean too much on its own, but
most likely it's going to be, if I had to guess, most likely a lot of these 400 referring domains are going to be like directories or kind of lower end links, in my opinion.
Yeah, so exactly. So the first thing you see, when I looked at this was I saw, oh, it's got a very low DR. Well, how many links does it have? So I go over to referring domains. I'm like, actually, that's quite a good number of links to have such a low DR, right? So it's kind of telling us right there, maybe the links aren't the greatest, which is what Nick is saying. Maybe it's a lot of directories and stuff. But you can see the site,
That's interesting right there, that dive.
Yeah,
down to the ground floor and then spike back up and then plateau, huh?
Yeah. And it's actually holding a decent amount of traffic here. It's not completely dead. It's it's got a little under 4K keywords right now, which is it's not that much lower than its all-time high. And it actually did spike up almost back to its all-time high of traffic.
Like December update killed it though, right? Would that be right around there?
Let me look on the Ahrefs. So the final fall was in March. The start of the fall, the big fall, was in November.
Oh yeah, I was talking about after it came back up.
Oh, the
second spike.
Okay.
Yeah, December 25th.
Christmas? That was a Christmas present.
Mean, cruel. But if we look, I think what's worthwhile to look at is that your organic keywords are still, they're going up, they're plateaued, like Chris said, you're not that far off from your all-time high. So, just based on this, and we haven't even dug into the site yet, I'm actually going to say that your site's looking fairly healthy. It makes sense that if you lost maybe like a couple of big traffic terms, that you get this downward spike or downward trend in traffic, right? But your organic keywords are still steadily growing. You're probably missing one of like our, holy trinity of power, relevance, or what is it, trust? we don't talk about it too often.
SEO are you, man?
We made
authority.
We made it up.
So yeah, it's
Authority,
relevance, authority, and power.
Power, not trust. Yeah, authority is trust. I've been sick a week.
But yeah, I mean, so like Nick was saying, without even digging into it a little bit further, the fact that your site's holding about 1,000 traffic with what looks like are going to be pretty low quality links, almost makes me think you're doing, it's kind of like better than you should be doing.
Yeah, you're probably okay.
But we'll get
dig
into things a little deeper, see what's going on here.
So the first place we're going to start is typically anchors. Now, we don't speak this language, so it's going to be a little bit harder for us to tell whether, you're spamming anchors. But to a certain extent, we can see that you maybe are, just based on how many recurring domains are going after what look like keyword or money keywords.
Branded up here. It looks like it's going to be a bunch of like Web 2.0 spam or something. Yeah, your anchor text looks very unnatural. I'm guessing it's just, it's got to be Web 2.0 spam.
Yeah, random Web 2.0 stuff. Let's see.
But yeah, we're also not really seeing, I don't really even see any branded anchors up here, which would be an anchor text using your brand name, right?
Yeah.
You've got your URL anchor as the #1 position, but it's only like 2% of your overall default links, so we're not talking about a very big number here. So yeah, let's look at backlinks.
That's backlinks 2.0. You've been using that? It annoys me that it does that.
Opens up in a new window, yeah.
Yeah.
What did I click before?
The one above it.
Here, okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Blogspot.
GitHub.
Blogspot. Okay.
Yeah, so
it looks like our Web 2.0 spam
comments, forums, stuff like that. So basically, you've got this site, which is pretty large as far as content goes, 600 plus pages. You've got 400 recurring domains, but they're not the greatest quality. However, this is enough to get you to where, you're conjuring up what Ahrefs says is about 1,000 a month traffic, which probably means you're probably closer to 3,000 to 4,000 based on what I usually see. So, Chris, do you want to give him like a recipe you would use if it was your site from here? So I think he's in a pretty good position.
It's hard to really look at stuff. It's all foreign language, but I want to see what kind of authority it's got here. So yeah, what is that? 9 pages of links, and on page 1, it's probably got about less than 20 links over DR50.
And I think a lot of them are comments. See, like reader comments.
Yeah, and a lot of them look at just kind of like
just
like coupons or like just random stuff that sites kind of pick up.
Yeah, overall I would say it's like almost no authority links or power links.
Yeah. And lots of Web 2.0 spam.
So basically you pillowed this site excessively, right?
Yeah, so
okay.
Where I'd go from here, well, let's look a little bit. I want to see what he's actually linking to. So we're looking at best buy links to see like which of his URLs he's actually linking to. So out of about, how many RD did he have? 420.
Yeah.
So only about 50 going to the home page. We like to do quite a bit more going to the home page than that.
Also, when you're using, Web 2.0 you can use to enter pages, but when you're using like directories and forum links and stuff like that, reader comments, stick to the home page. That's what looks natural. It doesn't really look natural that somebody would leave a blog comment where it says website, say, go to the inner page that's about best pillows, right? Doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So whenever you're doing your pillowing style links, we'd recommend just sticking to your home page, unless you have different ways of doing things, but they're more advanced. Yeah, from here.
Yeah, so we're not saying this is 100% cause of the problem. Let's pretend that, I don't think the recent algo update is actually what's wrong with your site, because I mean, you can see it's just,
Mm-mm.
yeah,
So December
looks
update
like the
we
last,
know
like,
was
6 months
about
right here.
authority, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was the
that was December.
yeah. So
But it's also
December he
kind of
lost
some
some
strange
authority.
behavior anyway.
Well, it was probably, if I had to guess, he got beat out by like higher authority for maybe like a couple traffic terms that or SERPs that were worth a decent amount of traffic, and so it dropped him down to about half. But definitely not dead.
Yeah, but the algo updates I was talking about, the recent ones like in June, July, like the ones that are still being rolled out now, I really don't see that as really being his thing, right? So maybe, I mean,
If anything, actually, his organic keywords, well, no, yeah, it's all been plateaued.
so yeah, we're not gonna be able to look at your site and the on page and stuff. It's all foreign language and all that. But we're if this was my site, I would just, without even thinking twice about it, like if I just bought this site from you today, I would just start building authority links.
Guest posts, niche
Yeah,
edits.
guest posts or niche edits.
I'd
I would
keep
build
going
all,
to the homepage.
yeah, I would
make
do
it
just the
branded.
homepage for now. For a while, I'd probably just link only to the homepage. Natural anchors, you need branded anchor text, some more URL anchor text to your homepage as well. Some generic stuff like click here. Or you could even do like topical anchors, it's kind of like super broad terms.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd really just focus on like branded and URL mainly. And yeah, I mean, I'd focus on all of it, but I guess branded would be the number one thing I would focus on for you.
But I would think even with just like a handful of quality links, like done that way, I mean, my bet would be you'd get some upward resonance in the SERPs.
Yeah, definitely possible. Because yeah, the site really doesn't have anything like that. Yeah, like we said, everything we saw that was over like DR 50 or so looked like, I mean, they were still basically pillow links or just like random kind of stuff like coupon things that sites just randomly accumulate. So really not really seeing any kind of quality links in there. So yeah, your site actually I think is doing like better than it should be doing.
Yeah, you should be
So you should be happy about
free,
that.
yeah.
And then yeah, if you just concentrate on building some quality links, natural anchors to the homepage, I think it could do some really good stuff for you. And I would just keep doing that for a while, even if you'll start seeing the traffic and keywords start going up, and I would just keep doing it for a while until things kind of start to slow down, and then you can think about start doing more quality links to your inner pages as well, while still hitting your homepage from time to time or somewhat often or half the time. Yeah, homepage.
You get options, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully
you're looking
that
pretty good.
helps. Yeah. Let's see. Kind of lost. Where am I going? Close that.
YouTube maybe?
Okay, yeah. We'll go over to Carl on YouTube. Yeah, you're welcome, John. Let us know if you have any like follow-up questions or something you didn't understand or more information about your site. That would help us make a better diagnosis or something. YouTube, Carl. Is this all one?
Excelsior.
Excelsior.
Me and Chris were talking about throwing in some pop words.
We're gonna brand
what's the word?
ourselves.
Yeah, like how.
You know what that's from though, right? Excelsior.
Yeah, from Silver Linings Playbook.
You've been watching rom-coms again?
I haven't watched that movie in a long time, but I really liked it. I remember watching it and being very surprised.
Nick's been going
I
through an
enjoy it.
emotional period. He's watching romantic comedies.
I watch different kinds of stuff all the time.
He's thinking about life. He's
That's hilarious. Chris and I were having a very deep talk before we started this, and he's been feeling very existential. If you've got a good-looking sister or something, Chris is looking to get out there, start dating, put in your applications,
Sister,
send them in through. Yeah, I don't know. It just. I've been watching Game of Thrones too, so.
you watch Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
I didn't figure that would be really your
It's
thing.
not really, but Brie got me into it, and yeah, good stuff.
Carl says you should watch What Women Want.
Hey, that's a good movie. With oh my, Mad Max. Why can I not think of his name right now?
I don't know.
Huh?
Mad Max?
Yeah, Passion of the Christ. Mad Max.
What is that guy's name?
I feel really
I'm not good at this.
Lethal Weapon.
Mad.
Mel Gibson. Oh my goodness! Wow, that's a brain fart alone.
It was Mel Gibson, Passion of the Christ, huh?
Yeah, he was like the director of it or the
What a
financier.
movie.
I never saw it.
I don't think I did either. But people went crazy about it, right?
I don't know.
Um,
Nice.
Okay.
We started a got. Okay, so we got a lot of
yeah,
fantasy fans
I
out
love
there.
I love Game of Thrones.
Also, Chris plays World of Warcraft religiously, so
If you guys have a sister that plays World of Warcraft, then
you'll never see Chris on a video again.
Definitely.
You'll literally just exist in that world. And
give her my number. Play World of Warcraft, Carl? Classic or retail? These are important. I gotta ask him. I don't know what the delay is like on the stream.
I think it's quite a bit because I've been watching our faces.
But yeah, let me know if you play classic or retail WoW.
All right, let's get to
Oh hell yeah, Carl. See, Carl knows what's up. Carl, I'm on classic too.
We should start like a Sir Links-a-Lot team through the group or something, and we can talk about SEO while you're slaying stuff.
Porter Alliance, Carl. What server are you on? Oh, let me pull up the other.
Question.
Yeah,
It's Carl's.
yeah, it's like one huge question. Horde. Yeah, I'm on Alliance because all my friends wanted to play Alliance for some reason. So,
What a goody two.
but I'm Horde at heart. I'm Horde at heart. I'm a PvPer. All right. Let's see what's going on here. You enjoying Arena? TPC Arena is so good, right? All right. So Carl asks, hey guys, my question would be if I'm targeting a keyword, best 5 product companies, and that keyword has 2 sites, general tech sites, but not 100% each down to the product. I feel like this is going to be hard for me. I'm just going to read it on YouTube real quick. Okay. Targeting a keyword, best 5. Wait, do I even have the thing up? Okay. Maybe we should get it all in one. Let me share up this.
All right, that's a mouthful.
Does it actually fit? Okay.
Yeah, weird.
All right, I'll just start over. Hey guys, my question would be if I'm targeting a keyword, best 5 product companies, and the keyword, I'm not sure what it means the keyword has 2 sites. Maybe you're using 2 sites to target those keywords?
Or he wants to beat 2 sites that are showing up for those SERPs. Yeah, so he's looking up the SERP for these best 5 product companies, and 2 of them, I'm guessing,
okay,
are not 100% each down,
okay,
and both have 5,000 plus referring domains via the homepage, many of which are over 80 plus RDs. So we're talking about you're going after some heavy competition, but only minimal links direct to the page that's ranking. So like some sort of coupon type links, etc. Would it be possible to beat them with a new website using Sir Links-a-Lot plus on-point on-page plus supporting articles interlinking to the target page? Well,
all right. So I'm just going to rephrase it for anyone that's having trouble, because I had trouble with the wall of text too. But so basically, he wants to rank for a keyword.
Carl.
he wants to rank for the keyword, and he looked at the SERP, and there's two websites on that are ranking that have a huge number of links, and he's wondering if he can beat them by, but their inner pages, so their homepage has a ton of links, and
Yeah, but the inner
the
pages aren't
specific
quite
inner
that
page,
strong.
yeah, it doesn't have a ton of links, which is something you see pretty often with these big authority sites, right?
Especially since, like, the December rollout where a bunch of these bigger websites started taking over the SERPs, versus more niche down, small, targeted websites. Especially when it came to products. We saw a lot of that.
So okay, Carl. So but
Hypothetical, the answer is yes. Over time, if you continued a campaign towards this particular SERP, you could beat them out. Without looking at it, without knowing who these competitors are and putting them into Ahrefs, I can't say for certain how long that would take. I mean, we might be talking for
the
years.
first thing you should do is look up the keyword. Like actually, type it into Google, look up the SERP, and look at the kind of sites that are ranking. Is there anyone on page one that is not a huge authority site?
Right.
If there are some smaller sites in there, like you're planning on building, that's a very good indication that it's possible,
Right.
right? There's already smaller sites on page one. But yeah, it can be very possible to do exactly what you're doing. Um,
Okay. We can pull that up, right? Assuming it's under the same name. So just getting started.
So I'm actually pulling up what I think is the keyword that you're wanting to go after.
Yeah, or the next two, right? The best ones was the one that he was asking about.
Let me turn on my keyword tool.
Yeah,
Let's see which one's bigger.
You'll explain it to him, right?
Wow, I can't believe there's so many searches for that keyword. Okay, so the other one was clearly the big
so
one.
We'll talk about that one.
Okay, so yeah, you're looking right at the beginning, you're going up against some big boys.
Some big names, yeah.
Let me turn on this
Mozbar, yeah.
Uh,
yeah, sign in. Or just click learn more.
So I'll show you guys kind of what I'm doing real quick. It's actually an article. Here we go. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling up Mozbar and I'm turning on keywords everywhere so I can look at the SERP and basically make some very quick judgments about what's going on. I'm going and I'm linking. This is actually a keyword research link that I'm linking, but yeah, it's using the same tools, the same method to check out the SERP. All right. So yeah, the first site you're going up against is obviously a freaking monster, right? It's almost DA90. I know what this website is. It's a big one. Yeah, then you go down to spot number 2 and 3. Looks like we have kind of like a
reused.
It's a partial match. It looks like they're like spreading out from their original to
It's like
a different sub niche. I don't know what you call that. But yeah, they're DA46, DA45, a bit lower. It's not still super low. Let's go down to the bottom. So the lowest we got on here is about a DA37. Let's pull up and see how big these sites are.
Pretty big site.
That's
All right, so number 1 and 2, I would say are high competition, especially if we're considering a new site, right? Going after this particular target for a SERP. Number 1 and 2, number 3 as well.
Yeah, some competition.
Heavy competition.
I can't believe this site has so many links though.
They look like they're pretty well established businesses.
Yeah, I just I mean that's a lot of links.
Yeah, these are some. I mean, every site so far that we've took into Ahrefs has over 1,000 referring domains. You know, and a pretty hefty DR as well.
I feel like these.
Let's check out the smallest one.
The DR 37 down here.
Yeah. Still a pretty big site, so we're still talking about 550 or so referring domains. You know, all of these they look healthy. You know, none of them look stagnant.
So that was for the main keyword. Let's try putting in best. Still got a big site up there.
And now that
Oh,
looks
look at this
good.
one. Here we got a number 2 spot when you put in best in front of your keyword. Of course, it's showing 0 monthly volume, but
I think that's because it's maybe, yeah,
maybe
it
what?
just doesn't have the data
Yeah.
for some foreign SERPs and stuff like that.
See. Let's check out this one. The number 2 position. Yeah, so what we're doing is we're basically checking out other keywords because it might be better to go after, you know, a little bit more like long tail stuff, right? Before really going after the big boy keyword. Okay, so yeah, number 2, when you put best in front of your keywords, only got about 380 referring domains. So we're definitely going down a little bit here.
But if you look at its DR, it's a low DR in comparison to the other ones that we were looking at, which leads me to believe it's probably a fairly spammy link profile.
Yeah, sure. Just like this site we just audited.
This one, now mind you, it does have it's not exact match for this, but it's a partial match, and it's very
definitely super
niche down.
relevant.
Yeah.
But I think Carl's site, yes, Carl's, I mean, his domain.
Right. Yeah. So, you know, like Chris said, yeah, going over this more long tail SERP. Number 2 looks like something that, you know, you could have potential to beat out over time.
So I'll just tell you this for the main keyword, it's going to be hard to beat those sites.
Yeah.
Without a pretty nice budget, right, and some time. Where I'd start, and I know where Nick would start, would just be going after the longer tail stuff, the lower competition keywords with yeah, Carl, I know that game. But yeah, just so basically, you don't want to go after the main keyword that would just be like dog toys. You know, you want to go after like best dog toys, or basically you're adding some more words to it, and the search volume is going to be lower, but they're going to be easier to rank for. And then after doing that for a while, and then you start ranking for those, then you can start really going after the main keyword more. You might then change your on page a little bit to really target that main keyword, rather than the more long tail stuff.
A big trick for newer sites is to not go after the main SERPs that everybody else is going after. Always focus on keyword research as the most important part of starting a site, and find things that are accessible, that are targetable. Now, does that mean don't put any of these bigger articles up, you know, for terms that eventually you'd like to go for? No, absolutely. Put them up, let them resonate. But your main goal set should be to get this trickle-in traffic that tells Google this site is related to this niche. This, starts building trust, and in turn, you're going to gain favor towards medium and then larger keywords as you go along, right? And then once, you've gotten to the point where you own quite a few of these terms or these more long tail but traffic, worthy keywords, you'll start seeing that you're more capable of going after these bigger keywords as well. And effectively, a lot of times with far less links. And as you'll note, like you said, a lot of these are these authority style websites that don't have too many links going to these inner pages. Another thing I would recommend is use Surfer SEO or something comparable to really optimize your content. It does give you a significant edge from what I've seen on majority of the competition out there.
Well, he also says, FYI, keyword difficulty is 11 on Ahrefs.
Yeah.
I wouldn't really pay attention to that too much.
Yeah, I never look at keyword difficulty for anything except for preliminary research, usually using Mozbar and keywords everywhere like Chris was just doing.
Yeah, I'd more so you'd want to like actually just pull up their entire overview on Ahrefs and look at how many links they have.
So it's
how good their links are.
He says it's a new keyword having to do with like a new product that was released,
Well,
right?
yeah, so
typically the way you get into those is by being, some of the first people to write the article, but also usually when there's a lot of buzz going around, especially something like that particular type of product, some of these bigger names are going to write obviously, reviews based around that, based on the money that they're incentivized to, gain by being there. But that is a good idea too, because a lot of times if you can be first on the scene to represent something like that, you'll get a large influx of cash. So it's not a bad idea to be going after targets like that. But this one, like Chris said, for the main one, it's looking pretty difficult. Yeah. Adding best to it. Number two, as far as we got to, as far as auditing, but it looks accessible. However, it's still not necessarily going to be incredibly easy to beat. And given that you've got a new site, a lot of these sites look very well established. I would definitely expect that you're going to have to let that newer site resonate in the SERPs for a while, gain some trust and momentum before you can really push targets like this. Now, mind you, that's not to say that it can't be reached over time, but a lot of people, when they start a new project, they conceptualize, I need this term to make this much money, but it's not necessarily a realistic goal set. I used to think that way as well, and now when I start a new site, it's based on keyword research that's going to need immediate traffic.
And they need it now.
Yeah, and they need it now, yeah.
We're talking we need in 2 months.
So, but yeah, it's more so you're rolling small amounts into what can be much, much grander. And you do that, and we're very staunch on this, but by building a solid foundation, that's built off extremely well done keyword research, which we've got tons of tutorials on that as well.
Yeah. So I think we pretty much covered that. Yeah, go after the longer tail stuff in the beginning. Let your site start ranking for that before you really start gunning for the more general keywords. And yeah, putting best in front of your keyword looks a lot more realistic than without the best. And I'm sure the other keywords that I'm seeing here that you have listed.
Speaking to your budget as well, that's like with us, that type of budget will go a long way. So, Carl's talking about between $1.5 and $2,000 a month. He's actively working on this website. It's obviously his baby. And so, yeah, we, within a time frame of 10 months, he's asking, we're going to up your backlink profile substantially. And yeah, bar none, I mean, you're going to be ranking for a lot of different stuff. 10 months, I don't want to give like a guarantee or anything, like we don't do that, but yeah,
so he's only got about 20 referring domains right now, so it's definitely going to take some time,
but especially looking at like the number 2 on the best one, I'm like, I want to be like, whatever, yeah.
Yeah,
but there's so many different variables, especially within 10 months.
It is true, because the number 2 on the best was,
low-end links,
400 RD, and they didn't look like quality links. So
you're actually one DR under them with 20 links. After being here,
Which really shows that their links are not good.
Yeah, no. So, I mean, I've got a lot of hope for your project. A lot of it too. So you're going after this specific product, right? Make sure you're still creating informational pages around this product to kind of solidify, if this is the main thing you want to go after, then yeah, like you can write a review about that specific product. You can write informational bits about that product. And then you can always, do keyword research based around that product so that you can gain support pages that will help support, that particular page.
Did you read this part? I don't know if you read this part yet.
Oh, well, yeah, he does.
So my theory is that if I create multiple supporting content linking to the product page and linking them, maybe I will beat if I link direct to page and beat on relevance. Supporting content's always good. Definitely do supporting content.
And link to supporting content is good as well.
The more the merrier. And always link to your main page or the page that you're actually trying to rank with your supporting content. Yeah, very, very good.
Here's something you guys...
I wish everybody in MLB did this.
Yeah.
Like it would just make our job so much easier, and it would make us look like such better SEOs. If they actually put the work in on supporting content.
You're trying to build a network of information. It looks like, to crawlers, it looks like an expanding galaxy almost. There's these dots, which are the pages that exist within attached to your website. Then there's all the backlinks going to that website, and they build a picture. If you've got multiple tiers going to this, it only helps enforce, what looks like a natural living network, and that's going to help boost your site overall. So yeah, man, keep with the supporting content. You keep with us on the backlinks, and we, together we can make this work.
Yeah, looks good, Carl. Seems like you got your head on straight. I think we can definitely get some nice rankings for you.
I also like that it's like a brand new site. You marked the 10-month spot, so 10 months we can revisit this and kind of see where we're at. I feel like we'll be smashing some competition.
Smash that like button if you're watching on YouTube.
Oh, nice. Yes. We always forget to say that. Invite your friends,
Yeah. Smash
bring
that
the
like
family.
button. Just start saying smash that
Smash
like button.
that like button. Well,
the
crypto guy that I literally was obsessed with, Expert Crypto, he says that nonstop. Smash that like button. If you like what I said, smash that like button. And I smashed it every time he said it. I have like a little robot. I would go smash it because it gave good information.
I think there's ways to do it. If you do it like funny as well, like you put it in like funny spots, I'll actually like click it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Like, all right, you earned it.
Yeah, you earned it. Yeah, we need to get better about earning it.
Yeah.
Cool.
If you think we've earned it, smash that like button.
Excelsior.
All right. What am I doing? Okay, I think we're done with YouTube questions. We got anything on Facebook? Looks like we're going to the backlog. We're going to be out of time here pretty soon, though. How much time do we have left?
I think we started about 10 minutes late.
Started 10 minutes late? Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
All right. Let's see what we got here. Which one are we going to do? Let's do this one because
okay.
Because one of the site we audited today, or one of the sites we audited, had a bunch of these, and it's something you see a lot of. So someone said, Blogspot links are useless. It's the same as having a link from Facebook. Google doesn't need to take down Blogspot as it already treats Blogspot links as worthless.
Oh, I see.
So I think this is like something, this obviously was not a question in our group. It's just something I saw randomly, and this is like one of the things, people they'll start liking it a lot, and then it's not even worth trying to tell them they're wrong because
Yeah, they've adopted the notion that it's worthless.
So we'll start from the beginning here. Blogspot links are useless. I'm going to go ahead and just do a fat disagree on that. Blogspot links, when used in moderation, are completely fine. Blogspot's known as a Web 2.0. You can basically go on Blogspot's site and you can make your own like mini website, and it becomes a subdomain of Blogspot. We like using these kinds of links as kind of like pillow links. Kind of like a more intense kind of pillow link, because you can really put some good content on your Blogspot subdomain, and really make it more like relevant and just more quality.
Also, Blogspot subdomains, being on a subdomain means that they resonate like their own individual website, right? So they also have their own trust and authority built into them, and you can inject that into it by building it out. Like Chris said, adding relevance, adding backlinks to it, etc. At some point in time, almost everything that went on with backlinking was a Blogspot thing, but that doesn't mean that they're any less valuable. If people were really building these things out like websites, so I'll find them a lot when I'm searching for age domains, going through domain auctions. Maybe it's like 95 to 99% Blogspot links, not comment links, but actual links in articles that are dedicated to some specific niche that then go back to this website. Would I pass on that if I could get it at a good price? Absolutely not. Yeah, it's worthwhile. It's packed full of power, some form of authority, and tons of relevance, which is going to help you with your campaign.
Yeah. So what this guy's really saying is that Web 2.0 links are useless, which is just I'm not seeing it.
No.
And actually, I'm seeing Web 2.0 spam.
Yeah, we just pulled one up.
I'm seeing low quality Web 2.0 spam work very well, especially in the short term.
In all honesty,
But I'm not saying do Web 2.0 spam. Please don't. That's not what I'm saying.
Web 2.0s are the only links.
I'm just saying I've seen it work a lot.
That I've seen done kind of, however, since I first started SEO, that are still worthwhile to use in your backlinking campaign today.
That's the thing, right? Is they're on these domains that have a lot of trust. I feel like you can just get it away with a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That was like, people used to talk about like juicing them up with PBNs and stuff. And because there's a Web 2.0, you're basically filtering it through this very trustworthy thing.
Mm-hmm. We're doing 301s that way.
So you could just get away with a lot more kind of crazy, more like black hat type stuff with them. But yeah, I'm not saying spam your site with Web 2.0s. I'm not saying do all this stuff if you're not into that. What I'm saying is that from everything I'm seeing right now today, Web 2.0s are very much looked at by Google, and especially in the short term, even if they're doing really, really spammy bad stuff with them, even in the short term, I've seen them work insanely well. It might come crashing down a bit later, but I think when they're used in moderation, used responsibly, and used as like a small part of your backlink profile, they're very good.
Yeah, I mean, we in our pillow links packs, we have Web 2.0s, but they're not just brand new. We just made you Web 2.0s. With new content. These are aged accounts that have been aggregating content for a long period of time. Adds value and effectiveness to them.
So he says it's the same as having a link from Facebook.
It's not.
No, it's not.
It's a different type of link altogether. It's called the social signal or a Web 2.0.
Yeah, Web 2.0 is where you're basically creating your own mini website as a subdomain. A link from Facebook is a social signal. It's a backlink that exists on a social media site, which are counted very much differently as far as Google is concerned. If you get 1 million links from Facebook, they don't count that as 1 million referring domains or 1 million backlinks. We use social signals as well, but we use them more for like diversity rather than like a main staple of link building. Yeah, it's definitely not the same as having a link from Facebook. And I think a good way to measure that would be you could go buy a new website, go to Fiverr, get the cheapest Web 2.0 spam with exact match anchors, And I'm guessing your site's going to do pretty well in the short term. It'll probably not do well in the long term, but just as a quick little test. And then go buy, a million social signals or whatever to a site and see what that does to it. And I'm guessing the Web 2.0 site is going to vastly outperform the social signals only site. Yeah, these two things are completely different. Says Google doesn't need to take down Blogspot as it already treats them as worthless. Again, I don't think that's really based on anything that Web 2.0 seem to be doing really well. And yeah, like I said before, I just want to reiterate, I'm not saying to use Web 2.0 as the main part of your link building profile. Please don't. It's not industry best practice. Stick with stuff like niche edits and guest posts mainly, contextual links on real websites. Web 2.0s we like to use in the pillowing process, especially at the beginning of the link building process. But you can use them throughout. And yeah, you're just like scattering in just a little bit of them, maybe 5 in the beginning, maybe a few more somewhere down the line. Don't go crazy with them. And also, something you see a lot is there's just a ton of Web 2.0 spam going on now that I think it's occurring naturally without them ordering something. Like they're not going on Fiverr and ordering. I think a lot of sites are just picking it up. I don't know if it's an attack or I don't know what's going on with these sites. It could be, negative SEO or something.
I would say it can't be occurring just naturally, because these are all individually owned, right? So it's like if they're occurring naturally, it means they're getting like natural press, which is awesome. But usually it looks like a form of spam. So my opinion would be that they've ordered some sort of Fiverr package, or somebody's trying to do a malicious attack against them. But yeah, you do see it a lot. That's for sure.
Yeah, and if you do get the Web 2.0 spam, just keep building natural links. You could go ahead and disavow, like for example, if you're getting a ton of Blogspot spam, you could just disavow Blogspot entirely if you wanted to. Or you could let it roll, see what happens.
Usually we believe in letting it roll until it, crashed your site and it's unresponsive, and then, the only thing you have to do is a disavow. But a lot of times when somebody spams you, you'll find
you do well.
You'll increase in rank. So, to all you negative SEOers out there, point blank, you're wasting your time. Go just work on an asset and make some money, and move forward. Unless you're in like a super competitive niche, and then yes, I respect the fact that you guys are playing a very complex game, but that is so rare. Like we're talking about like incredibly high competition in gambling niche and stuff like that. It's not something the average person does. If you've got a small affiliate website and you're trying to beat out competition in a medium SERP by using negative SEO, I mean, like, it's a waste of time.
It'd be kind of cool if negative SEO was like super widely accepted and used by everyone.
Used it.
And then like SEO is more of this like battleground.
It's just
attack.
Google's, I think maybe at some point in time it was like that, but Google's gotten really good at ignoring different types of spam, right? Versus penalizing for types of spam, which can help you if you're a little bit more gray hat, with your assets, but, not so much if you want to harm somebody's website.
All right. I think we can just go ahead and call it there for today. We're pretty much out of time. Thanks guys for showing up and asking your questions. Hopefully we helped you out. If we helped you out, go ahead and smash that like button. Like, comment, subscribe. Join us on Facebook at SEO Roundtable. If you're only on our Facebook, subscribe on our YouTube. Yeah, and just push all the buttons. Hopefully it's good.
Yeah, next week too, I'm just going to announce it now so we can stick to it. But I think we're going to do some how-to videos on random things. So probably in the group this week, maybe even today, we'll start a poll. We're going to do some how-to videos on the next live stream. What kind of things would you like to see? How to use niche edits, how to use PBNs, how to use H domains, whatever. I think we'll go down that road.
Yeah, so hopefully that helped you guys. Thanks for showing up, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place.